everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about 8 things that most drivers stop doing after the driving test. So these are literally 8 things that the vast majority of drivers stop doing after they've completed their driving test. They do them when they're learning to drive, then they get their license after the driving test, and then they stop doing them. And it's a really bad thing. So let's get right into it. Number 1 is signaling all the time. Now, the vast majority of drivers don't signal all the time, okay? And it's a simple fact of the matter. If you look on the road at the vast majority of drivers on side streets and you pay attention to people when they're driving alone, when there's not a lot of traffic around them, most people don't signal. It's as simple as that, and it's horrible because that is one of the key ways to communicate with other drivers what your intentions are. Number 2, practicing. Most drivers stop practicing, and that's really bad because if you stop practicing anything in life, you're gonna get worse at it. You're gonna lose your skill. So if you stop practicing your driving skills, you're gonna get worse until you're no longer a good driver anymore. Number 3, coming to a complete stop. Most drivers, when they approach a stop sign, once they have done their driving test, they no longer come to a complete stop. They'll almost stop, and then they'll look around and then they'll continue. And that's horrible because you're relying on yourself being 100% correct 100% of the time. So you're literally pulling up to a stop, doing a quick check, and you're assuming that when you thought you saw nobody, you're assuming that there actually is nobody there. So you roll right through it. But what happens if you made a mistake and there was somebody there, or there is somebody there? That's when accidents happen. Number 4. So number 3 was they stopped coming to a complete stop. Just to recap. I like to do a little recap once in a while. Number 4 is using driving skills that they are uncomfortable with. Most drivers actually stop using driving skills that they're not comfortable with. And it's horrible, like I said, because, they learn how to do those driving skills and they may not be comfortable with them for the driving test, but they learn how to do them. And then because they stop using those driving skills that they're uncomfortable with, they lose them. Whether it's parallel parking, reverse parking, angle parking, doing a 3-point turn or a U-turn, whatever the case is, once they stop doing those skills that they're uncomfortable with, that's when they lose those skills. Okay, number 5, most drivers stop obeying the speed limit after they have done their driving test, okay? So they will actually drive above the speed limit, and I'm not talking about a couple kilometers an hour over. That's like that's the leeway that I consider. I'm talking about if the speed limit is 50, the vast majority of drivers will drive 70, and that's why so many people get speeding tickets. So many people have high insurance ratings, and the people that end up losing are the drivers because everyone's insurance goes up in general when lots of people get tickets because the average driver is then more unsafe, which means that even the best drivers, their insurance will still go up as well because the whole average goes up. Number 6, they stop paying attention to their driving. So they'll start making hands-free phone calls. They'll start blasting the music. They'll start bringing lots of loud passengers along with them. They'll start thinking about their day while they're driving, and that's usually okay as long as it's not distracting. But the main focus should still be your driving, and everything else that you do should be in addition to your driving. Okay, if you can focus on your driving while planning your day in your head, that's okay to me, as long as the main focus is your driving. But unfortunately, that's not the case most of the time. Number 7, most drivers stop keeping 2 hands on the wheel as often as possible. They start driving with one hand, and I do this too sometimes. When I first got my license, I was like this all the time. Now I frequently catch myself like this and then back with 2 hands. It's something that I myself have to improve on, right? But we all do it. And the fact of the matter is that keeping 2 hands on the wheel is safer than keeping 1 hand on the wheel. It allows you to have more control with 2 hands on the wheel. So keep 2 hands on the wheel as often as possible. Last but not least is number 8. Yes, we got 8 right here. Just had to double check. Number 8 is most drivers stop driving without distraction. So like I said before, kind of related to one of the previous ones, but a little bit different. They'll start looking at their cell phone, which is actually illegal where I live. You're not allowed to do that. They'll start looking at their cell phone at red lights. They'll start like daydreaming. They'll start literally driving completely distracted, and that's not good because then driving is not your number 1 most important focus. The distraction becomes your most important focus. And that's it. Those are 8 things that most drivers stop doing after after the driving test. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.